If you have Parkinson's disease or you're caring for somebody with Parkinson's, then you have limited time. You want to make sure that the resources that you choose to read or explore have great value. One such resource that I highly recommend is Parkinson's News Today. The first thing we want to look at is navigation. If you look at the menu bar, Home will of course always take you home. About Parkinson's will open up a rich number of submenus. What is Parkinson's disease, stages, causes, etc. And we will explore those in a little more detail later. The same is true of treatments, approved treatments, experimental treatments, and non-drug treatments. The other headings will take you to different sections of the paper. One of the more interesting sections are the columns. You may find that you have a favorite in here. There is one trick to using Parkinson's News Today that I ought to point out, and that is that there are a number of ads that pop up. Ignore them, and you'll find that the rest of the journey is well worthwhile. The major value of Parkinson's News Today is that it is current and well researched. Every article is pretty readable at almost any level of education. The first of the featured articles you see here on this page is Risk of Falls May Predict Difficulties with Swallowing, a Small Study Finds. It then gives you a short summary. If you think this is something you want to know more about, and I do think it's important, you click Read More. It then takes you to the main article, which you can then read at your leisure. It's well in depth, easy to understand. There's also a print-friendly feature. For some of you, I know that you like to print out an article and refer to it later. This is a great feature. Let's see what happens when we click on it. And here it is, ready for your printer, low on ink. Once you are on the print-friendly page, it gives you an option to either print it to your printer, save it as a PDF, and I think most of you know what that is, or email it to a friend. Or your doctor. Click on email, and it allows you to choose this quick send option. The thing about Parkinson's News Today is that it's a real newspaper. There's not just one feature article, there are a number of them, and they keep on updating them. So as I scroll down, you can see, for example, gut microbiome of patients found to contain unique bacterial profile. This is really cutting edge stuff, and it helps to understand it in terms of your own self-treatment. Keep on scrolling down past the articles and you hit the perspective columns. Let's now return to the menu bar. I said we'd explore some of these submenus. Clicking on About Parkinson's or hovering over it, you see a number of submenus. It's incredibly detailed stuff. Well worth checking out. Let's look at it for example. What is Parkinson's disease? Takes you to a detailed, easy to read format. Notice it's print friendly as well if you choose. This is a great thing to give to people when you're newly diagnosed and you want them to understand a little bit about what you're going through. Stages. Various rating scales. I've heard many people say to me, what is this Hoehn-Yahr scale? For example, this one. And it will tell you, what are the stages of Parkinson's? It will tell you. It's really well done, easy to navigate. And it's symptoms. Now, many people used to think of Parkinson's as simply a motor problem. That is, one with tremor or bradykinesia and such. Here it goes through each of the symptom categories, and lets you, if you, for example, you're experiencing rigidity, you want to learn more, you click here, and it gives you a lot more detail. how it affects patients, clinical diagnosis of rigidity, treatment and management options. I'll repeat that again. Treatment and management options. These are some of the things that we need to learn about as we start to take charge of our own treatment. One of the more interesting features of the About Parkinson's is the section called Living with Parkinson's. Because this is something, if you have Parkinson's, like I do and I imagine you do, or someone you know does, you want to know, how do I adapt to it? Aids and adaptations, diet, etc. I love the fact that what they do is give you a quick summary and then allow you to learn more. Well, let's now look at treatments in the main menu bar. It's divided into 3 categories: approved treatments, experimental treatments, and non-drug treatments. Approved treatments, click on there, and you will find treatments for motor symptoms, all the various drugs. This is a great place to go when you want to know, what does a dopamine agonist do? Because inevitably, if you're in a support group, you're going to hear people talk about the various drugs that they take. The mistake we make is thinking that one drug, because it works for somebody else, will work for us. The best defense we have against that jumping off the edge of the pier thing is to get educated. So you can learn about the various drugs, what they do, and treatments for non-motor symptoms. Let's remember that Parkinson's is not just motor, it is non-motor. A lot of people will say, I heard there's something for hallucinations. What kind of drug can you possibly take? Learn. Spend some time. There is no shortcut, folks. Other kinds of treatments are experimental treatments, which generally refer to clinical trials. You may be interested, and non-drug treatments. Let's remember that not everything is in a bottle. Meditation, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, surgical treatments such as deep brain stimulation. Learn more. Maybe one of these is for you. Perhaps meditation. Back to the main menu bar again. News is what you think it would be. So, you want to see what's up in the world of Parkinson's? Kind of an endless number of pages. Going down chronologically. Next. Chronologically. You will never get bored with Parkinson's news today. Columns in the main menu takes you to a rich approach toward Parkinson's. Possibilities with Parkinson's, for example, by Dr. C. Alerts you to, what about the pause between Parkinson's management? Bet you didn't know there was one. Emotional flicker effect. Brain waves in Parkinson's. Stress management for living better with BD. All kinds of things. You know, if you've got the time, this is worthwhile stuff. Forums. In the forums, it's just what you think of. People ask questions and people respond. For example, suppose you're a caregiver. A forum for Parkinson's disease caregivers will take you into questions that people ask and answers that they give. Finally, when you get tired, and your eyes are tired at least, go to audio news. On audio news, you will find main articles that you can just listen to. Close your eyes.
The information in this skill is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Welcome, and thank you for listening to the Parkinson's Flash Briefings.
And that is it for today, folks. I hope you do explore Parkinson News today. It's a very worthwhile site and worth subscribing to, in my opinion. However, you don't have to do that. Just check it out when you're interested. Until the next time.